Hi friends, welcome back to Triple Encounters, or if you're new here, welcome. In this episode, we're going to be talking about feeling unpretty or feeling unattractive. My personal experience and how I got over it, and also just like some valuable takeaways, hopefully. Before you come at me in the comment section and say like, oh my god, she's pretty, or oh my god, she's not pretty, it's not really about the looks at this point, okay? It's not about how I look. It's about the feeling of being unpretty and unattractive. So before you rage in the comment section, wait till the end, please. Just wait till the end. This is not clickbait, and this is not my attempt to fetch compliments, rather really about the feeling, which I'm sure so many girls go through. I feel like the beauty standards when you are in your teenage years are somewhat lower. I felt pretty good throughout middle to high school. The first time I felt unattractive or not pretty was probably college. I was studying in LA. I feel like the beauty standards does go up a bit when you go from high school to college, and also I was in California. Everyone was so beautiful and attractive. For the first time in my life, I felt not pretty enough, not attractive. But it wasn't really because of the environment, but it was the interactions I had. I was really busy throughout college. I was a STEM major. The homeworks were harsh, the exams were really hard, and I had to work really hard. Most days, I would just go to school in sweats, sometimes even pajamas, would just like run to my 8 a.m. and not like put a single drop of makeup on my face because I was not in a mood for makeup. If you go to school in America, you know that that's not abnormal. People in college, like, they dress whatever. Some people do dress up, but there are a lot of people who also don't care about their appearance at all. But this was like the first time I had people take a direct dig at my appearance. My friends from freshman year, though I'm no longer friends with them, one of them told me, you must be so confident to like not care about your appearance, which was like a backhanded compliment because it's their way of saying like, oh, how can you like not care about like how you look? And I had like someone in class look at my photos on Instagram and was like, how can you like not dress up? Which for me was wild because I've never had people come up to me or like my friends make comments about my appearance. That's when I started thinking about whether or not I was pretty or whether or not I should be putting in more of an effort. And then fast forward, I developed a crush on this guy. And we went on a date and he straight up told me, oh, you're pretty, but you're not that pretty. However, your smartness and your personality makes up for it. And I was like, wait, what? I don't know if that should be a compliment. Made me feel bad because of course I want the person I like to find me attractive, you know? Like, it made me really insecure, and it made me start looking and assessing my appearance more critically. I've always known that I was not the skinny girl. Like, I have never and will never be a 00 or a 0. If I were to fit in that size, I would really have to starve myself. Just eating normally will not get me there, you know? I start questioning whether or not I was too fat. You know, I started questioning whether I had to lose weight. I have like pretty big cheeks. So I, at one point, because of that incident, like asked my friend like, do I need to like slim down my face? Which, you know, again, looking back, why? But at that time I felt so unpretty. I felt like I had to like do something about it. I had to like either lose weight, change my face shape. I was like at a healthy weight. It's just that my healthy weight is not a 00 or a 0, you know? And it's not what guys normally find conventionally attractive. I never identified with the hot girl persona. I do not have the goods or the confidence. I have nothing to show. Like, I've never been confident enough, but I also have nothing to show. And I never felt good posting thirst traps on Instagram. That was like what the guy I liked then found attractive, and it's what a lot of guys also found conventionally attractive. I realize now, looking back, what happened was I just did not fit in the popular standard at that time, which was really skinny hot girls. I was not a hot skinny girl, and I will never be a hot skinny girl. It didn't mean I was not attractive. I just didn't fit in that beauty standard, and that particular beauty standard that was set by men. kind of got over feeling not pretty or unattractive when I graduated from college and I moved to New York. Because of the pandemic, I had a lot of time to myself to reflect on life, and just looking at my photo library, I stopped taking photos of myself as much when I went to college because I started feeling insecure. I started feeling like, oh, the photo's like not good enough, I don't look pretty enough. Versus when I was in high school, I had so many photos of myself with friends or just myself in general. In high school, my thought process was like, I feel happy, I want to keep this as a memory, so I'll take a photo. But in college, it became like, I want to look good, I want to look pretty. And it just made me sad because I had so many good memories in college, but I never had enough photos because I didn't feel good taking photos. And I think if you feel unattractive, you can probably relate, like you don't really want to take photos. I switched when I graduated. A lot of things started making sense for me. I became more confident with not just my appearance, but how I felt about myself. I was happy with this new life I was building here in New York, which automatically made me more confident, right? Because I was happier with what I had in my life and I wasn't questioning my appearance as much. And because I was more confident, I feel like I glowed up. Here's my take on glowing up. I want to say that when I glowed up, it's not that I became super like beautiful, like don't come at me at the comments. It's just that I felt better about myself. A lot of it doesn't really have to do about how you actually look on the outside, but it's how you really feel about yourself. I know that society is able to make us not feel good, to make us not feel pretty, but a lot of it also comes from the inside. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I felt prettier because I felt good about myself. And this is why I think there are like slight aesthetic things that you can do to make yourself feel better, like going to the gym and getting that bod, dressing better. Like, for sure there are aesthetic things that can make you feel better about your appearance, but a lot of how you feel about your appearance actually comes from inwards. Yes, you can like go to the gym, you can focus on your aesthetic, but you should also focus on how you feel about yourself on the inside, because it does manifest, it does translate. If you feel unattractive, if you feel unpretty, you should probably cut down social media. I was always looking at photos of like influencers because they all look so great in their dresses, in their mini skirts. I just felt worse about myself. And now I feel like I have a much better relationship with social media. Like, social media doesn't give me anxiety because I use social media now not as a way to compare myself, but as a platform to share my thoughts, my feelings, and generally connect and keep in touch with my friends. There were also some golden nuggets of realizations that I had. People who judge you for your looks, they are usually hiding some type of insecurity. It's not just a men thing. I notice a lot of girls tend to be like, this girl looks so ugly. It's also a red flag. It makes me wonder what they say about me behind my back. So to this day, if I hear a guy like saying like, oh my god, she's like so ugly, or this girl like, oh my god, she's so ugly, I will not want to be close to them. And the other thing, I notice beauty standards, they're very objective, and at the end of the day, beauty standards are trends. What society calls pretty means fitting into the beauty standards more, but the beauty standards change a lot. I remember when I was in high school, it was the double eyelid look. Like, everyone who had the double eyelid look was pretty, but now with like the new wave, we see a lot of Asian girls with hooded eyes and we think they're pretty. If you chase after that beauty trend, there is no end to it. Literally, there is no end, because it's constantly evolving in a direction that you probably cannot anticipate. And the other unfortunate thing I noticed was capitalism likes it when you feel insecure. At the end of the day, when you don't feel good about your looks, you're gonna buy more makeup, buy more clothes. The beauty fashion industry does perpetuate this like unreachable standards of beauty by using terms like glass skin, double zero, to prey on you, to make you feel insecure, so you end up buying more. These beauty standards are unreal and they're broken. I love K-pop stars, like major like love, but if you look at some K-pop stars and you're like, oh my god, they look so perfect, blah blah blah, You do not know what goes behind the scenes. They had to like lose so much weight, they aren't able to eat normally, they probably had to go under the knife as well. When you see someone and be like, oh my god, they're like so beautiful, why do I look like this, they're like so much better, you don't know the work that they had to do. I remember when I was in college, I read about Giselle Bundchen. I think she's really pretty, and I believe that most people can probably agree with me, but she did surgery because she said she felt insecure about her chest size, which, you know, if Giselle Bundchen feels insecure and not pretty, doesn't it show that something is massively wrong with the standards that are out there? Also really important though to make sure that you're also not becoming toxic by judging others by your unrealistic beauty standards that has been perpetuated by media. I was like on dating apps a few years ago. I would like be judging men based on how they looked, like 3 seconds to look at their profile, and it just made me very judgmental, and I didn't like the fact that I was judging people based off these things. I got off dating apps because I didn't like the person I was becoming while I was on it, and I think it's really important to make sure that society can be toxic, but make sure that you're also not becoming toxic, because it can happen. So like that's it. Again, it's not really about how you really look, but it's about the feeling that you're not pretty enough, you're not attractive enough. It's really normal to want people to see you as pretty, but it's a lot easier if the validation comes from yourself instead of from other people, because other people have different beauty standards that they like adopted from their different media consumption. A lot of times people's standards are like unreasonable as well. I'm not like a hot girl. I've never been a hot girl, and I'll never be a hot girl, and I think that's okay. I rather be liked for who I am than who I am not, or who I am trying to be. Else, embrace your own identities and don't let like the beauty standards get to you, although it's a lot harder said than done. But yeah, really don't. It's really broken. It's capitalism's way of getting you to spend more money, and people who cannot get over their beauty standards and judge you based off it, they are the problem. So thanks for watching. I kind of enjoyed filming this. Maybe I'll do more of like me talking to the camera and being vulnerable type of content. It also takes a lot less time to edit, so it makes me feel better. Thanks for watching. Bye.